the button.
Hey friends, I'm so excited to share today's cards. If you love fun folds and you love 2-for-1 cards, you're in the right place. Check out this. We've got a little tie here on the side, and that is our fun fold. We're going to show off some designer series paper, but what's really cool about this card is that when we create one, we're going to be able to use the alternating pieces to create a second card. I hope you're intrigued and excited because it's going to be a really fun project today. And we're going to be featuring the Handmade Hugs stamp set and its matching punch. So I've got friends here with me today, lots of you online, lots of you are popping in and saying hello. I'm so glad you're live with me. I've got two of the best moderators in the whole wide room. I've got Brenda, and she is out there in Idaho. She's going to be over on YouTube live answering any of your questions. And Christina is downstairs, and she's over on Facebook. I'm ready to answer your questions over there. How are you ladies today?
Doing good.
Good.
What was that?
Those of you on Facebook, I did have a brief issue. I had to delete and reconnect. So you might miss the first chunk of this, but it looks like we are back up and running.
You're back. You know, technology's great when it works.
It's like a toddler. When it's working, it's a wonderful thing. When it's naughty, it's
that is a good way to look at the internet, isn't it?
Right.
It's like a toddler.
Yep.
Well, we're going to give everyone just a few minutes to get on live. But if you're watching the replay, I always like to say, if you want to skip waiting and all that, just scroll forward until you see my hands and we'll get started. But I like to give YouTube a chance to let everyone know that we're live so they can come over and join us. I see lots of comments popping in over there. It's too far for me to read. These eyes don't see that far. So here in Oklahoma, we are trying to thaw from the big Arctic blast that we had come through. We had temperatures like we never see. And I know many of you here in the United States have been having it. Brenda, you said you had a blizzard like crazy there in Idaho.
Yeah, I think I got 12 inches in my yard from that storm.
We got a dusting of snow, but we got bitter cold. And
we got that too. I think it was 17 below on Monday.
Wyoming, it was minus 41. Maybe that was the wind chill.
No. I have a friend that lives in Douglas, and it was that bad. It was brutal.
No, thanks. But we are starting to thaw. We're at a whopping 36 degrees. So we're just happy that the bitter cold is gone. But you know what you do when it's bitter cold? You stamp, right? Yes. In fact, this weekend we are going to be doing a lot of stamping. It's time for the winter 2024 Creative 8 online stamp retreat. If you've not registered, guys, listen, you do not want to miss this event. It's incredible. We've got 8 YouTube lives, tutorials that match each of our projects. And I think the best part about this retreat, you don't have to have any of the supplies that we use. Our goal is to teach you to use what you've already got. I mean, who couldn't use a class in using what you've already got, right? So we're going to really be talking about layouts and fun folds. And I got a project. I can't tell you what it is. Those who have registered, if you've registered, don't tell what the big project is that I'm doing, but maybe leave me a comment that my project number 2 is off the charts, because it is.
Hey, Connie.
Have you seen it, friend?
Yeah, I checked its measurements.
Yes, it's kind of really amazing. So
that's awesome. Hey, I wanted to mention, I noticed yesterday that you had posted the download for today's project, and I thought it was an old one, but it's okay because I actually got everything cut out. Now I can't stamp along because I got to do my job. But gotta work. But it is so fun and it is so easy. I just made it looking at the pictures. So I think you guys are going to love this. And thank you for posting it a day early, because I got to be all prepared so we could really stamp along.
All right. Well, it was something I thought I'd try. So yeah, that's another one. Leave me a comment if you saw the download over at simplysimplestamping.com on Tuesday. I decided to go ahead and share the download today. So if you wanted to create along with me, you have everything and that download. So yeah, I thought I'd try something a little bit different. It's beginning of the year. I want these projects, I want these videos to be what you want. So please let me know. And if you're not able to leave me a comment on YouTube or Facebook, email me. Connie at simplysimplestamping.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like that, I'm happy to post those early for you. So, well, shall we get to stamping, friends?
Yes.
What do you think? Let's do it. Okay, we are going to head over to my stamping table. So these cards, we're kind of letting designer series paper really be the star, but we've got some embossing, we've got some stamping. We're using that wild wheat. Oh, wild wheat has been one of those colors people are just going crazy for. Now, I want to share something else with you on these cards. I'm going to move these for a second because in today's free download, I had my original ones tying on the other side and opening. So I'll do it opened this way, just to change it up. So I want you guys to know with these cards, you can have it open from the right to the left, or you can flip it and have it tie on the left side and go this direction. I kind of like to have cards that get creative, right? I like things that do things a little bit different. So I want you guys to use your creativity on that one and how you want it to work. And of course, I want you to use your favorite designer series paper and stamp sets. This card is all about the card. You know, I was just talking about the Creativate Retreat where we teach you how to use what you already have. This card is a great example of that. This can be anything you want, right? What I stamp on the inside can be anything. The designer series paper, the embossing folder, the colors, the ribbon, it can be anything you want. So just a little shameless plug there. That's the kind of stuff that we share at the Creativate Retreat. And I know Brenda and Christina will share the link to that if you guys want to get registered, because it starts on Friday night. I want you there. All right. I mentioned a free download, and it actually also comes with a diagram, because the cool part about today's video is we're going to start with an 8.5 by 11 of bubble bath and wild wheat. And this very creative way, I'm going to have you cut your paper using this diagram. That's what's going to allow us to create a 2-for-1 card. Are you intrigued? I hope so. Let's go ahead. We're going to jump in. I'm going to keep this diagram right here because I'm going to go ahead and start my cutting. So everything I cut for 1, I'm going to cut for 2. So, let's try this. Let's try to cut both at the same time.
Connie?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're bumping, but every now and then YouTube's going black.
Oh, I just saw it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep, just be aware.
Okay. Bryn, keep me posted if it decides to go really wonky, and we will, we'll just go and record it later and post it for you guys.
Okay.
Technology, toddler, just like we said. Okay. Thank you for that, Bryn.
Yep.
All right. We're going to start here, and it's going to tell us with the 11 inches up at the top, we're going to cut both of these. I'm going to try to cut both of them at the same time. I've been known to do it before. And I'm going to cut these down to 5.5 inches. All right. So I've got 2 equal pieces, 5.5 by 8.5. Let me set these off to the side because we're going to work on this one. And what we want to do now is we're going to rotate it around. We're going to cut 2 inches off of this. All right. So cut 2 inches off, 8.5 up at the top, 2 inches off, and we want to cut this down to 5.25. All right, so 5.25. These are the pieces we're going to emboss in a little bit. So set those off to the side. Now we have a 5.5 by 6.5, and I need to do some scoring. I can only score 1 at a time. So we're going to score this at 4.25. I know if you guys are anything like me, you love to be able to create 2 cards at once, because who doesn't love to have cards ready? Okay. So that is the card base. Actually, we've got those 2 done. All right. Now we're going to take this other 5.5 inch piece, both pieces at the same time. I'm going to cut this down just like we see right here, 4 inches, 4 inches, and it's going to be 4 by 5.25. And how awesome is this trick that we can do all of our cutting with 1 swipe? All right, 4 by 5.25, our last one. We're going to take what's left here. We're going to cut 4 3/4. I hope some of you are creating along with me today. It's always fun to stamp with friends. 4.25 by 3.5. All right, So you see, we really had very, very little scrap left on this. All right, guys, cutting, done. Love it. Okay, our diagram, we are finished with that. So I'm going to move that off to the side. And now let's talk about the other supplies that we need for our project. And it's not a lot. I've got 2 pieces here. By the way, this is kind of, I mean, it could be scrap. We're going to be doing some punching with the handmade tag punch. So we just need some scrap paper to be able to punch 2 of those. So I've got a piece here. This is wild wheat, 2 3/4 by 5.5, 2 3/4 by 5.5 of bubble bath. Got some designer series paper. I'm using the Poetic Expressions paper. I just thought this was so pretty. I loved, it could be good for Valentine's Day, but really it's good for any time of year. I just think it works out just beautiful. Let me give you those measurements real quick. It looks like it is 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 4.5 right here, and 2 pieces that are 2 by 5 1/4. All right, there we go. Oh, some very vanilla. This is the actual card, and these are 5 by 7.5 and scored at 3 1/4. Again, remember, we're making 2 cards, so this is a great way. We're going to get everything done at one time. Here we go. Let's go ahead and start with putting our cards together. And I think I'm going to try to do both of these at the same time. Are you guys good with that? If we try to create both cards at once? I always find if I'm doing any kind of card, I always love to do 2 at the same time. It just sort of makes sense to me to do it that way. All right. So remember the 2 pieces. Let me find them here for you. I got pieces every which way. Here they are. So we have these 2 pieces. These were the 2 by 5 1/4. I'm going to bring in an embossing folder and the catafoil. I hope I'm saying that right. Why I call it quatrefoil. I call it catafoil. I call it quatrefoil. I don't know. We're going to put that inside those 2 pieces inside our folder. We're going to run that through our die cutting machine. Let me grab that. Now, this is a standard embossing folder. So this isn't one of our 3Ds, all right? So we need plate number 1, base plate 1, and then I need 2 cutting plate 3s. Ooh, look, I got new plates. Isn't that like just like the greatest joy? It's like getting a new deodorant or something. It just makes you happy. All right, I've got my 2 pieces of cardstock there. I'm going to put another cutting plate 3 right on top, and I'm going to run these through my machine. Because why make just regular cardstock, right? We like to make decorated cardstock. So let's go ahead and bring in our 2 pieces of cardstock here. And I've already got some adhesive, on the back of these embossed pieces. And we're going to add to the opposite color our embossed cardstock. Easy, easy, right? Okay, that part's done. Let's bring in our designer series paper. We're going to bring in these pieces here. Let's get some adhesive. And you guys know I love to try to read comments while I do adhesive, which is always meant to be creative. Christina says that's the way to do it. Yep, I know. We got to find ways to. We want as much of our crafting time to go. We want it to go the distance, right? Okay, now I have to try to remember what I did where. Let's see. This one's going here. There's always that problem that I can't remember what I'm doing. So the designer series paper will go here on the inside of our card. So we'll get our other one on there. Oh, Nanine from Wales. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. You've come a long way. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so we've got those pieces on. Now, I'll tell you what, I think we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and do some stamping. I think I want to go ahead and get my stamping done. My stamp set, I'm going to be using the handmade hugs. But remember, guys, anything works. This is just the one I chose to use today. And we're going to start with those 2 pieces of our, this was a 2 3/4 by 5.5. I said it could also be just excess. first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to punch out 2 of my tags from that piece. Now this one, I'm going to do some stamping on. So let's bring in a wild wheat ink pad. Oh, I can kind of push those off to the side. Those will come into play a little bit later. Before I stamp this, I want you to notice the direction of the punch, okay? It can be a square, okay? It can be a square, but when we go to punch this, it's going to be shaped in more of a diamond. So I want to make sure I'm stamping this way. If you stamp differently, so let's say well, you know what, try not to. I was going to say, because you can come at it this way as well, but it's still a diamond shape. So yeah, my brain got ahead of myself. All right, so we're going to stamp the outline. Now I'm going to do 2 different sentiments because just because I'm making 2 cards doesn't mean they have to be the same. I'm going to say, sending hugs and stuff. I love that phrase. I'm an and stuff kind of girl. Christina knows in this house, we're a love you and stuff family. All right, today we celebrate you. Now, I wanted to give a little bit of texture to this one. So let's come in with a bubble bath ink pad. I'm only going to use the 2 ink pads today. And we're going to come in with this little decorative piece here. We're going to put this here behind those sentiments. It just kind of gives it a little extra something. We will give these a quick punch. By the way, I always use my punches upside down because I like to be able to center everything up. And, okay, get out of there. Oh, and Brenda says to Sherry, yeah, she agrees. It's nice to have options. Guys, we always want you to use the stamps and things that you have. And, you know, we see these videos, we buy this stuff, and sometimes we need more ideas. So this is going to really give you that. All right, we're going to come in with these 2 punches. And I'm going to do something a little crazy. I'm going to cut it in half because I'm going to use these to create a border. I want a border around my sentiment. It's pretty, but it just needed a little something. So, tell you what, let's just do this one. So I'm just going to put some adhesive here on the back. Here we go. You're just going to give it a little thin border. Don't go too thick because we don't want it to hit that edge. And we give it just this nice little thin border. Look at that. Yay, we're all ready. And I have this one already done. Okay, I'm going to set those off to the side so we can now work on the inside of our card. So I'm going to bring in some grid paper because let's see, for my first card, I'm going to stamp. Oh, I'm going to need my wild wheat again. Now, this is where you're going to want to decide which way do you want your card to open, this way or this way. You can do it whichever way you prefer. So I think I'll go ahead and just have at it this way. And I'm going to say, you're the best. These are all from that Handmade Hugs stamp set. So you're the best. And then with my bubble bath, we'll give it just a little something down there in the corner. All right, I'm going to take my other card, and this one we are going to say, oh, I'm going to do something creative here. Oh, wait, I have one more thing to do on this one. Sorry, I didn't quite finish. We have this really great kind of a decorated edge. I'm going to stamp off once because I want this to be a little bit lighter. You could also do it in the bubble bath if you wanted, but that's going to give me just a little decoration right there. I like that. Okay, now we can work with our other card. And this one, let me clean this real quick. And I'm going to teach you a trick. So for this trick, what I'm going to do, first let me make sure I did get all the ink off of that. Okay, I'm only going to ink up one end of this, all right? And can you see? Oh, I know that's light is shining right on it. But yeah, I'm just going to ink up that edge. And we're going to stamp that right there. And
Hey, Connie, I'm going to have you pause for just a second because we are flashing in and out.
There.
Okay, now we're good. Now you may continue. Nope, it's gone again.
I do not know why it's doing that. Huh. Guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Sandy says it went black. Technology. You know, I will tell you, we had some power outages yesterday. It was going crazy around here yesterday. So I don't know. What do you think? That could have been the problem. Maybe that's what's going on. It's just so windy. So I think that may be what's happening out there.
Yeah, we're good, right? We're good right now.
We're good right now. We're going to try to just keep going as fast as we can before power decides to do something different. All right, just like we did before. Let's see. I'll stamp this one kind of off a little bit. Okay. Friends, I think all of our stamping is done. So I'm going to go ahead and close up ink pads. And yeah, it's time to put a card together. Wow. Okay, here we go, friends. All right, so get all my pieces here. So we're gonna take these two. These were the 4 by 5 1/4. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get through this really fast before my internet goes wonky. All right, we're gonna add that to the inside of the card on the bubble bath. Of course, you know this one will go here on the wild wheat. We still have that option. Oh, no, we don't. We've already stamped. I was going to say we still have the option of turning it around, but no, we've stamped, so we're good to go. All right. This is going to adhere, and you can see it's going to adhere right there. So we can go ahead, and it doesn't matter which sentiment goes with what. Either one are going to work. I did not use my bone folder on this card. Okay, hold on. I can't. You know, usually these are all things I've done in advance. There we go. Okay, we're going to try that again. Let's add this to our card, to the inside. Yeah, I did all that stamping, and I realized I had not given that a good crease yet. All right, guys. Thanks so much for sticking with me, even when the screen goes black. You guys are the best. All right, so yeah, you're the best. That's exactly how I feel about you. Okay, we'll add that one there. Now, let's come in with these last two pieces, and we're going to add, you know what, I got to look at my cards. I got to make sure I'm doing this right. Nope, I got to reverse those. Let's try that again. All right, work with me. All right, let's adhere these down. And do not put these on your card just yet, okay? We're just going to layer the designer series paper first because it's going to be time now to add our ribbon. So I've got 2 pieces of wild wheat ribbon here. And what I want to do, you know what, I'm going to open this for right now. I'm just going to set that ribbon there. Forgive me. I know it feels like I'm all over the place. I promise. I think the screen going black kind of shook me for a minute. I'm going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of these. And this is important. Don't go down the center. We're going to run that ribbon through the center of this card. So I'm only going to add 6, 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom, so that we have the ability for that ribbon to go through. That's why I said, oh, I was just about to tie that. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that just yet. Okay, we're going to start with this one. And it's pretty easy to know which one you're going to do this to because you're going to match up your designer series paper. So watch this. Just place that ribbon over your card, okay? Don't worry about it being centered or anything like that. We're just getting it in place. If you didn't do this, it's fine. You could slide it through there. All right, we have that. And now we're going to fold that in, okay? I can now tie this in a bow. Oh my gosh, my fingers do not want to work. By the way, I don't know if I told you, this is about 20 inches of ribbon. If you'd rather, if you're not good with bows, you could even just tie this in a square knot. And you know, I said 20 inches. I'm looking at this, guys. I think I probably should have told you about 22 inches. So my apologies. That's a little short. I think 22 would have been better. But there is our bow. I'm going to repeat that. Work with me. We're going to pretend we repeated that with the other one. And you know what? I have to untie this because now I can't remember what sentiment was on here. So you're the best. And we're going to say today we celebrate you. So, and look, it's not straight or anything on the back. Don't worry about it. No one's going to see it. We'll put that right in the center. Of course, this is tied on the side. Boom, boom. We've got that embossing. We've got the matching paper. Let's go ahead. We'll do this other one really, really quickly. Fold, fold. And I can add my final. Stacy says, I love this card and this fold. I'm so glad. Thank you. Thanks for sticking with me, Stacy. I appreciate that so much. I know it's been kind of a crazy morning. All right. Again, you know the drill. Whoops, look what I did. Okay, I did exactly what I told you not to do, but it's okay. Now you know why I said don't put Stampin' Dimensionals there. Ha! Can we all just say together, oh, Connie meant to do that just so she could show us what to do if we did it. Absolutely, that's what I did. All right. So we'll tie another bow. Of course, we're going to add our other sentiment. All right. And guys, when I am done with this, I'm going to show you the projects we're going to create next week. So here we go. Look at that. We've got two really fantastic, unique cards. You can make them tie to the right or to the left, whichever one you want. What do you think? I love these. I love this paper. And I'm with you, Stacy. I also love this fold. Wendy says, thank you for the inspiration. You're the best. Love these cards. Oh, love you, Wendy. Thank you so much for that. Okay, really quick, I want to show you next week's cards. And, oh, someone reminded me what next week is going to be. The 20 something. Somebody jump in there and tell me. Donna says, Connie meant to do that so she could show us both ways. Absolutely. That's 100% it. Well,
next Thursday is the 25th.
25th? 26th?
Yes, 25th.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Oh, I'm telling you, I think the cold froze my brain. All right, you guys, I know how much you love the Now Wow or Holy Cow series. So we're going to create some Now Wow or Holy Cows. This is just a real simple quickie. This one can be made in minutes, right? We love that. A little happy birthday. May it be filled with happiness. I've got another card. We're going to do a little coloring on these as well, but they're super fast. We're going to add a little extra designer series paper. We're going to use the modern oval punch. Are you ready for the Holy Cow? This is the Holy Cow, and it's got this fantastic pop-up, lots of designer series paper, lots of room to write your message. Fantastic cards. I'm super excited to share with you. I love doing Now Wow or Holy Cow cards. They are some of my favorites because sometimes we have just a minute or two to create a card really quick. Sometimes we want to add just that little extra touch, and we can do that. But sometimes we want to go all out. We got that friend, that relative that we want to send them the really, really Holy Cow card, right? So join me next Thursday right here on YouTube, 11 a.m. Central Time. That's when we will be here. All right, guys, I am going to go ahead and head out. But remember, if you have not signed up for the Creativate Retreat, I don't want you to miss it. FOMO will set in. You will be so sad. You will cry all weekend because you were not there. So head over to simplysimplestamping.com, look in the menu bar for Creativate Retreat, and you can sign up there. If you miss it, not to worry. You can always go and you can purchase just the tutorials, and you can participate anytime you want. You can pretend you're live. We have pre-recorded videos or we have live videos. I'm telling you, this retreat is your way, however you want to do it. But you can still participate even if you've got plans this weekend. So, hey, head over there, join in. That way you can, if you just want to do a couple of videos now and a couple of videos later, you'll have access to these videos forever. They never go away. So something that kind of sets the Creative 8 retreat apart. We don't give you 30 days, we give you forever. So, all right, well, friends, with that, I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's cards. I'd love a thumbs up on YouTube. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button, ring the bell. YouTube wants to let you know whenever I'm back with a new video and when I'm live. We'd love to have you. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Christina, for being here. Love you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.